Hey everybody, it's Tuesday, August 25th, 2026. We got power. I have not been doing a very good job about updating progress with the house, but we've been very busy, not only with work, but with projects around here. Tri-County Electric just left. They got a meter on there. So I'm waiting for the builder to show up to kick everything on, get the AC going, start getting the humidity out of the house. But it's a great day. The other thing is, Friday last week, they came and formed up the sidewalks. So this sidewalk is going to have, I guess you'd call it a zero entry or whatever, but there's no lip or anything on this sidewalk. And it's going to come around here to the back of the house. This is the grinder pump for the sewer that is now, or the septic that is going to take it and run it all the way back there and attach it to the septic field for the barn. But the sidewalk is going to end here, and there's going to be a ramp from there to there. So that's what's going on back here. They should be pouring concrete tomorrow. We got the stone delivered, so we're eventually going to do stone all along here. I think that's a project that Emily and I are going to work on when it cools off. We have had some very brutal heat this summer. So again, I'm very excited to have power because that means we get to start working inside the house with air conditioning. The stone got delivered. When they delivered the stone, they came on a great big semi tractor and they had a pallet jack. So they dropped all the stone right here in the driveway. And I had to go buy a set of forks for the tractor, which they've already paid off. But so I moved the stone over here. Over here they formed up the pad for in front of the garage. One of the things that we pointed out to our builder is that we do want this to also be a zero transition or zero entry, whatever you want to call it. The concrete guys didn't really think about it because with the step there, there's a step into the front door, which they really couldn't avoid. But what we're debating is with the stonework that's going on here, how would you end or transition the stonework here to where the sidewalk's at? So either way, it'll make more sense having that raised up. That way that's a zero transition. But again, along the foundation's gonna all have stonework. They still have to wrap these posts, but I've spent like the last 3 or 4 weekends installing the recessed lights, all the receptacles. I gotta give a shout out to Charles, to Pat, to Henry for coming here and dealing with the heat and the task of helping do all this, and I really couldn't have done it without their help. But the ceiling turned out great. Looks like we've already got a wasp nest started up here. The mud daubers and the wasps have been relentless this year. It's just, I don't know what it is, but I've never seen them this bad. They've still got to come in and trim out all the tongue and groove, but it really turned out nice. And again, they still got to wrap the posts. Coming into the foyer, this was a lot of debate. We spent, I don't know, 2 full days doing the shiplap in here. With the shiplap, we decided we wanted to stain the crown molding up here. And then they did that nice little accent up there for the chandelier that's going to hang here in the foyer. I'm going to try to zoom out here. So again, the foyer is all shiplap. And then that's going to look real nice with that chandelier. We wanted this stained wood, but again, trying to figure out how to do the transition where you go from stained wood or stained trim to painted trim and back and forth and yada yada. There's a lot of debating, or I'd say arguing, but this is what we came up with. But it looks beautiful. The painters still got to come out. They still got a lot of painting to do, but at least they'll be doing it in the air conditioning. So that's good. In here in the dining area, I think we've picked out a dining room table at Haverty's, I think is the name of the place. It's a nice farmhouse style table that I think we're gonna eventually order. We did order couches, so that's all in the works. But we got the 4 recess lights here, the 6 in the kitchen area. We got the boxes for the cabinets, most of them delivered. So it's obviously where the sink goes, the refrigerator, dishwasher, and I'm still planning on doing concrete countertops. The box for here is in the laundry area. So this was the first room I did all the lights, and I started wondering, why do we have that many lights? But it's gonna look like a runway, and they're dimmable. So this is gonna be the laundry area again, like the little cat corner where we're gonna have the cat food, litter boxes, all that stuff. Because the 3 kittens are now cats. A lot of time has passed. We got the half bath or the water closet here. And then the mud room area here, which we gotta do a bench at some point, but regardless, lots of progress. Coming into the 3rd bedroom. Got the lights here, got the fan. The guys have come and done the tile work for the showers. They still have some to finish. We had to make a road trip to Gainesville to order that tile up there because they miscalculated how much we needed to order. So we had to go to Gainesville to pick that up, which was a nice little weekend road trip. But regardless, tiles up, they do have to grout it still, and they gotta like set in the niche, which is just kind of sitting there, but they have to glue it in or whatever they do. We ended up having custom made vanities because for the cost of what a vanity is and what it was for the gentleman to do these, it was really just splitting hairs. And anything that Emily wanted, we really couldn't find it. It was all special order, which the cost went up. And we decided to have Kevin Rogers just build the cabinets himself. This is what I am proudly calling the midget door, because all of our other doors are giant doors. Like Shaquille O'Neal wouldn't have to duck coming in that thing. But this antique door Emily found, she wanted to put the door here. We've got a piece of stained glass that she's eventually gonna put up here, which will look really nice. But this is the antique door she found she wanted here, so I call it the midget door, but I don't have to duck. The pantry, we got some of the cabinets here. These are kitchen cabinets, but the boxes are here. For the pantry, it still has a lot of work. And the drywall guys have to come back, because the drywall guys that did this ceiling, I would not hire them again. This was the worst room. I don't know if you can see it, but like some of these are like teardrop holes. They did a horrible job cutting those out. I could have done a better job, and actually did do a better job. Coming in the living room, this is really the most impressive thing. This is just beautiful. They got the faux beam up there, which still needs to be stained. They still have to do some of the trim work, but there's my next nemesis, is we got to put hardy board up there, and then all that brick that you saw, we are going to do the brick for the chimney. Now it is a gas fireplace, so we're going to do the brick work. I think Mitchell's going to let us borrow his scaffolding to make life a little easier. We still got to pick out the fan for in here, I believe, but it looks beautiful. Like they have done an amazing job. Looking back this way, got to really figure out what we're going to do on this wall. It's just such a big wall. We're going to have come up with something. I don't know, great big moose head. I have no idea. I'm just kidding, but I have no idea what's going to go up there. But all in all, we did pass the electrical inspection, obviously, because it came out and they hooked up the electric. So that was done on Friday. Coming in here to the second master suite. This was a bunch of receptacles and lights in here too. So again, tons of touch-up paint. Zero entry shower, so they got that all done. And then this one has a bench. So they still have some work to do here with the trim. There's like a piece of trim there, but they got to do the trim and all the grout work. There's a niche there. Again, there's, I think, a wand here, shower head there, and then controls here. So, second big walk-in master closet. No door on it because this is the second master suite. We were originally having a door there, I think, but it was like, why have a door? So coming in here to our bedroom, again, very happy with how this is turning out or how it's turned out. But, before we go in there, our walk-in closet. I know it sounds ridiculous and looks ridiculous. It's definitely bigger than the bedroom I had growing up. But regardless, you know, once we have stuff in here, so we're gonna have a center island here where we can fold clothes and have drawers is, I think, the plan. And then there's gonna be like either an all-in-one washer and dryer here where it washes and dries, or maybe a stackable. I don't know, we're still debating. But regardless, there will be a washer and dryer here because 90% of our laundry will be, you know, from the bedroom to here. So we'll have that little island here where we can fold clothes and have places to store stuff. So that's the eventual plan, and I got to build that. So once you have the washer and dryer in here, the folding table, and then the other stuff that has to go in here, it's not going to be that, it's still big. Let's just face it. But no, it looks amazing. And by the way, we are doing the black trim because the windows were black. That was a big debate. Our painter, Jason, went ahead and painted some of these to let us get an idea of what it looks like and if we like it. And it matches the outside, first of all, but it's growing on me. So I was kind of leery about it, but I really like the just very simple look of it. And then with the stained wood, again, there's so many different things that we could have done, we've thought about, that all in all, we love it. But it does, I don't know, it has that exterior look to it. When they first had this, before they had this beam up, and came in here and this almost looked like a church, in my opinion, because of the shiplap. So we did shiplap on this wall as well. Again, faux beam here that's gonna be stained. The beam up there, we do have the ceiling fan for this one picked out. And then the faux beam back there, but we are not doing any other beams. They really had to do these because of this transition here from the hallway. So this was not, I don't think, part of the original plan. It just turned out that way because of that weird transition. So again, to match that one, they did one here, which I'm happy with. You could have even done a little larger. We could have put some plants up there, something interesting. I don't know. But again, looking amazing. Coming into our master bathroom, this is where Emily's freestanding tub, I think is what it is gonna go. So a real nice window to look out and see the pond that, yes, is still empty. We've gotten some rain, but we are still in a drought, people. It's insane to think that that was a pond a year ago, and it's been this dry ever since. Maybe we'll get a tropical storm here soon. Sorry for the swing. That's our vanity. We still got to pick out the tops for it. Water closet or toilet closet. And we have our zero entry walk-in shower. It's almost zero entry. It's got a little lip there, but it's fine. We're gonna have the shower head there and a rain shower head, I guess, up there. There's a niche here to put your feet up to shave your legs, I guess is the idea behind that. Ask Emily. And then the niche there for shampoos and stuff. And then again, I'm gonna do some built-in kind of dresser cabinet thing there at some point when I have time. Coming out here, again, looks really weird not having water in the pond, but it's not just us. Every pond around here is bone dry. Up here, they still got to do the trim work out here, but the wood turned out beautiful. They still have to wrap all these posts. And then what I think we've decided to do, sorry about the swing, is we're going to enclose this area or screen this in. That way, when it's cooler, the cats will have a place to come out and enjoy the weather. And if the bugs are bad, we'll be able to sit out here and kind of hang out, not get eaten alive by bugs. But really, the bugs aren't too bad here most of the time because it is so open. There's always a breeze, but we never really spent this much time close to what was the pond. So I don't know how bad the bugs will be here because the barn is obviously back over here. So the bugs are never really that bad. I mean, there's times where they are, but most of the time it's not bad at all. They still got to do the faux beam up here, and we still got to pick out the big fan for this area. But I think this is still like my favorite part of the house. And I can't wait to just sit back here and drink coffee. Oh, and then I know you can't see it, but I did put a little 22 target on the other side of the pond. Coming back here, the builder showed up. We were discussing some things. It's like a massive gap in that board, so they're gonna fix that. I'm gonna sit here and drink a beverage and watch and see how they do that. And then out here, they still have to do the ramp. So there's still a lot to do. They're saying they think we can be in by Thanksgiving. But really not much has gone on this week because everybody's finishing up other projects, but pretty sure it's going to be game on now that, one, we have power, and two, we're getting so close that we'll see. Everybody says the last quarter of the job is what takes the longest, but I have no idea. Mitchell's still pretty optimistic that we'll be done. Again, like I said, by Thanksgiving. I'll just be happy that the air's on. And it'd be nice that if we're definitely in by Christmas. What a great Christmas gift it would be. But other than that, it looks great. It's coming along. Real quick on the floors, Jason's got to come out. He's done an initial coat on the floors. But again, we're doing that kind of polished, stained concrete. I think I've said before, if we don't like it, we can always tile it or put flooring down later. But I'm really curious. I have not seen what the floors look like because as soon as he was done and it dried, they rolled this paper down to protect it. So I really have no idea what the floor looks like, except for a couple areas where it's pulled up, but that doesn't really give you an idea. And regardless, he's going to put 2 or 3 more coats of different colored stains on here to give it this marble look, I guess is what we're going for. So again, this is going to be a huge surprise, but I can't wait to get out of the RV. I can't wait to have the house done, and I can't wait for family to start coming and visiting and having a real place to stay versus Emily's Loftus. But Aunt Carolyn, I'd love to have you come down once this is over. Have a proper guest room. And Mom, Dad, hope you're excited too. But looks beautiful out here at Deer Run Farm.